Hey, folks, what's going on? Happy Sunday evening. What's going on, guys? Buddy will be joining us shortly. He said he just got home. So I figured let me just jump on, start chatting with everybody and see what's going on. We didn't have a podcast last week because I was away. So, and actually, I just got back from being away this weekend, literally like 2 hours ago. So, yeah, I'm a little unprepared for class tonight. But Brett and I talked about this before I left, and we thought, I think it was Michael was asking, hey, what's up, Michael? We were thinking like character swap, like what characters in the Halloween movies could you think you could swap? Meaning, like, could you put Loomis in? How would Loomis fit in H2O? How would, say, Rachel fit in 78? How would the characters that you love from other films, how do you think they would fit? How do you think they would get along? Like, what if you had, say, Tina and Andy together? Nancy Loomis. Outspoken, smartasses. How would they? Because in each film, pretty much, you always had one of those. You had the final girl who was quiet and reserved, and then you had the smart aleck. Then you had the carefree one, which is usually the first one to die. So we thought, let's see what we can do. Since this is our last podcast before Halloween, which is this Friday, we thought let's just talk all sorts of Halloween shit tonight and see where it goes and anything that comes up. I wanted to put together a whole timeline of different characters and stuff. So I'm just going to go off the cuff because I was just being away all weekend. I just didn't have a chance to. Hold on one second. Who the hell is texting me? Group text. Ugh. All right. Phil, but let's see who's hanging out with us on this Sunday evening. So Michael's hanging out. What's up, dude? Matthew, what's shaking, buddy? Gory's hanging out. Perfect rainy night in St. Louis for a little hard to. Oh, it's raining out there, huh? Oof, it's not heading this way. Had some real nice weather here. Just down in Delaware, right by the beach, and it was chilly but nice. Hi, Fert. Welcome to Derry. I didn't think it's supposed to release around 9, which is awesome. Oh, welcome to. Is that the? I know this. They're doing an It show. Is that the It show? JG, what's up, buddy? See, Slasher Fred's got Lindsay switched with Laurie's daughter Jamie from part 4. That'd be interesting. I think because I think Lindsay could have had a much more bigger character arc. Obviously, she had a bigger character arc in the trilogy, but not as a child. Neither one of them really did. I mean, Tommy to a degree, if you want to consider Curse of Michael Myers, but there was no Lindsay there. Although Lindsay was technically Rachel's friend Lindsay in part 4, but that would work. I think Lindsay would have been pretty cool. I think as her character fleshed out in part 4, and basically, yeah, I'm assuming you're thinking, Kyle Richards playing the part as well. JG just started playing Skin Freak on PC. It's like a PS1 style horror game. Imagine as a lost 80s slasher with giallo aspects. Skin Freak sounds pretty bad. I mean, like somebody's skinning somebody. Is it like you're playing Hostel? What's going on, Byron? What's shaking? All right, sorry, folks. Let me turn I'm in a group chat that just goes off all day. Let me turn that off so I don't have to listen to that. Matthew would love to see Jamie Lloyd appear in H2O and switch Laurie's son out with Jamie Lloyd in that movie. It would have been good. I don't know why they didn't take advantage of that. A beloved character could have been in there. It could have been her daughter. And even there's ways they could have done it where they could have said that Jamie was given up to protect her and Laurie did what she did in H2O. And then when she gets settled in, she could have went and got her and maybe, but then you have to justify John Strode being, well, John Tate. You have to figure out how John would be in there, and he would be. Well, you know what? You can technically say that he came later because he would be younger than Jamie. Jamie would have been the older one. Halloween kills Tommy, but in Halloween 6, Anthony Michael Hall in Halloween 6 rather than Paul Rudd. I think I probably would have worked because to me, the dialogue is what killed Anthony Michael Hall because I thought that was a great pairing, him as Tommy Doyle. But I just think the dialogue just did him in. I really think that was the worst part of it. I don't think it was his acting because he's a good actor. I just think the dialogue really just tanked him big time. But Halloween 6, I think it would have been pretty cool to see him in Halloween 6. Jamie as the final girl in Curse over Kara. Another one I'd like to have Tommy Doyle be a more realistic character and be in Ends. Have him replace Corey. That wouldn't have been a bad twist, right? See Tommy Doyle become the one that gets possessed, you know, being the way he was, and maybe he gets obsessed, like sort of like Corey became obsessed, but maybe Tommy did because he still never got over the whole situation from 78. That would have been pretty cool. And Jamie is the final girl in Curse. Yes, 100%. No offense to can't remember the actress's name. I always forget her name. Who played Kara? She was a good actress, very pretty, but it just sucked that you didn't see Jamie as the final girl. And you would definitely want Danielle Harris in that part too, and not to get killed off in the first 5 minutes. Hey, Richard, switch out Corey Cunningham with Tommy Doyle in Halloween Ends. Yeah, didn't somebody just say that? And Corey Cunningham, Tommy Doyle, and Halloween. Oh, yeah, so almost like that. Yeah, Corey Cunningham with Tommy Doyle. That's because I think Tommy Doyle could have been a good transition into that part where he could have become obsessed because he could have been a little not right in the head after the events of 78. Now, what if the events of Halloween 2 were canon in the trilogy and there was that blood relation? What about then? Because to me, that was the thing that bothered me the most. And the trilogy was bookend backwards, if you want, because in 2018 she was so over the top and protective, and she was like mindset of vigilante. She was hunkered down, thinking he was, any day now he's going to come for her, but he was locked up the whole time. And watching, having 3 of your friends get killed and being chased by a maniac, yeah, that's going to leave a lasting scar. But 40 years worth, and then you become this recluse, lose your daughter. Now that would have been the way I would have thought you would have been in Ends, given all the shit that happened in 2018, and kills. Her son-in-law gets killed. Her daughter gets killed. A bunch of her daughter's friends get killed. She nearly gets killed. Burns her house down. And then what happens? He gets away. Well, where the hell is he? Then I could see her being hunkered down because he's still out there. To me, that was a complete backwards role. Now she's playing the happy homemaker with a with an apron on. So let me know if I'm back. I don't know what the hell it is. It just started on Tuesday night when we did the watch along too. So if it happens again, don't just know I'll be back. I don't know if it's the router. Maybe tomorrow I'll pick up a new router and I'll try the router. Thanks, JG. I apologize. I don't know what the hell it is. It just started on Tuesday night. I thought maybe it was my my VPN, which I think is off. I thought I turned it off. Let's see. Yeah, I did turn it off, so that shouldn't be the problem. But unless my wife said she was having problems on Tuesday night as well. So I have a funny feeling maybe my router is about to shit the bed. So I'll have to I'll go pick a new one up during the week. It's probably due anyway. Jordan says, "Oh, sure. As soon as I hop on, Pat freezes up. See, that's the effect you have on men. They just freeze up and hide. Jordan, that's just the way it is." Let's see. Now I'm trying to remember how I left off. If it happens again, folks, I will be back. I apologize. Like I said, it might be the router. So I'm gonna I'll pick a new one up on the way home tomorrow because we'll be doing our watch along on Tuesday night. I don't want this shit to keep happening. Let me scroll back because there was a lot of people chatting here and I missed it. Slash Annie Brackett. Annie Brackett with Kelly Meeker from Part 4, both being the sheriff's daughter. Interesting, yeah. See how Kelly would have fared as the daughter of Sheriff Brackett, and how Annie would have fared. I could see Annie butting heads big time with Ben Meeker, because Ben Meeker doesn't take any shit. Charles Cyphers was a little bit of a pushover. So that would have been pretty funny. If H2 is canon, then I'd want Loomis in the new trilogy. Problem is, who do you cast as Loomis? Well, that's the whole thing. I think I was old, 100 plus years old. So I can. It just about did it again where it froze. So hopefully I'm still here. There's got to be something up with my fucking internet. So I'm glad they didn't recast Loomis. I think it's better that he passed, because, leave it as it is and have somebody else new in there. The Sartain character was interesting. I liked the way it started out. I just didn't like the twist. He talked very well spoken, just like Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis. Thought it would have been pretty cool. Let me see, catch up with everybody. I'm here. I'm sorry. It's got to be my router. I guess I don't understand what the problem is here. I'll check with the wife after this, because I know she's upstairs playing around on her phone. So see if she's having issues with it going in and out. Because if it is, it might be a speed of router. Because it's definitely probably reaches life expectancy. So I'll pick up a new one tomorrow, which really sucks. Didn't get to hear you comment on Kyle Richards. You see Curfew, the Brady Bunch boys. No, I did not see Curfew. I think I remember hearing about it, but I didn't see it. I'd have to check it out. Well, Kyle Richards really didn't do a lot of acting. I mean, what is she? She did a couple things here and there. I mean, she's more known for that Housewives TV show. So, and she, I mean, aside from Halloween Kills, when she gets chased, she didn't do a lot of acting in the trilogy either, really. I mean, a little bit at the bar in Ends. So, and maybe that one scene when they were all together at Laurie's house. So it's not too much. So I get your point, yeah, because she really isn't such a fleshed out character and actress. So I get that. Sheriff Brackett survives and is in Halloween 6, or Sheriff Brackett as the new Loomis as character at H2O. Well, that could have been something too, where Sheriff Brackett becomes the new Loomis, where he's chasing after him. Maybe he's retired and comes out of retirement to chase him because he knows he's on the loose, because he killed his only daughter. Why not? Hey, Ryan, what's up, buddy? She's in a bunch of horror as a kid. Like I said, Toby Hooper's Eaten Alive, Watch Her in the Woods. Yeah, I know she did a few films back in the day, but yeah, nothing that really stands out. Yeah, exactly. So I can sort of see that. I didn't have a ton of lines in the original Halloween either. I would have also loved to see Michael Myers appear in Halloween 3 and have him maybe interact in the Shamrock Factory. That would have been interesting. I don't know if I'd wanted it in the film itself, but that's something that could easily be explored in an anthology, which they wanted to do. Because I kind of like how it's separate. I like that separate story. Now in this day and age, the anthology thing would have worked. It really would have, and I'd love to see them go that route at this point. Maybe do episodes that could maybe do an episode here and there that parallel one of the films, and Michael does do something because maybe he just didn't see it because you remember he always seemed to get from point A to point B, and in between there's a lot of time that he could have did stuff. It could have been cool to see him doing something that wasn't in the film, but it was running parallel during the film, and just make that a story. Jordan is a member for 14 months. You poor bastard. I've got 2 new TP-Link routers, and they run great. Highly recommend them. Oh, and 14 months as a member now. Damn, I think I've more than paid for that broken one. You could have bought a whole set for me at this point. TP-Link router, are they good? What's a good router? I know I always have Netgear ones, and they're usually okay. What's a good router? You podcasters and gamers out there, give me some ideas. I'm going to put that and look around and see what's next, because it's got to be the router, because I don't see why it would be having any other issues. And it just started this past Tuesday, where it would just like shit the bed for a second, and I'm trying to get back on. You were thinking of the other sheriff, the Boast. Yeah, Ben Meeker. Yeah, because Ben Meeker's a hard ass. He's not going to put up with the kind of shit that Andy's going to dish out. Hey, Colin, what's shaking? They should reboot the franchise and have Josh Hartnett's character from H2O hunting down Jamie Lloyd, since she was the new evil after 4. Ooh, I like that. Maybe he finds out that he has a long lost sister that his mother never told him about. Interesting. Maybe. I like that. Hey, what is up? There's the man about town. What's up, Jeff? Everything's good. Evening, guys and gals. Wanted to make sure I dropped in and said hi. Feeling tired after. Yeah, it looks like looks like you had a good time for Frightmare. So all the pictures look good. Since it will be 50 years old next year, you should do a watch along on the original The Omen. I think that's on. Well, actually, Brady didn't do his homework yet for next year, but absolutely, I love The Omen. Great film. I actually just watched it not that long ago too. It was on Pluto, one of the horror channels. Hey, Liana, happy Sunday. Yeah, and folks, do us a favor, hit that like button. It's been helping because as of right now, I think we're about 12 subs shy of 3,000, which I did not expect to happen. I was expecting 3,000, hopefully by the end of the year. It's not the beginning of next year, so I got to get my butt in gear and plan a 3,000 subscriber episode. So now, all my weekends. Well, actually, I have one more weekend. I have to go away for a wedding, but this week I'm going to start planning the 3,000 sub episode. I do have a lot of doubles in my collection, so there'll be a lot of good shit to give away. And we got some a few podcasters already told me, hey, look, when you do a 3,000 episode, we'd love to come on and chat. So there was a few that reached out already because they knew we were getting close. That'd be a lot of fun. So that'll probably won't be on a Sunday night. That's gonna probably be like a Friday night because we're probably going to want to hang out late and have a real good time. Not have to worry about work the next day. It would have also been interesting to see Tommy from Halloween 6 appear in Halloween H2O and interact with Laurie, and maybe that's how Laurie could find out about Jamie Lloyd's baby. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Halloween 6, there's a lot of possibilities to redo a lot of things in 6 because see, everybody, it's funny because nobody said anything about 5. Nobody's mentioned anything in 5 because how do you tie any of that stuff in to anything? Because that's where everything really skewered to the left. I could see it would have been nice to see where Kara and Tommy go at the end of 6, especially with the baby, because now you're forgetting they have that baby. And what did they call the baby? Scott? I think you call him Scott, right? Or Steven. It was Steven, I think, right? So they could have brought that, and that could have been a character brought into H2O because that's a long lost relative. That's just a forgotten child at this point. It was Steven, if I remember correctly. Correct me in the chat. I think it was Steven. So, but what about let's do the unthinkable. Let's see what we could do at Halloween 5. So in Halloween 5, say Rachel doesn't get killed, obviously. Say Rachel Rachel doesn't get killed, and say Rachel stays with Jamie, and she's in part 6. How would it have been if you had seen Rachel in part 6? How do you think that would have played out? Because say at the end of part 5, the whole thing plays out the way it does. Say Jamie he's for some reason she's with the police officers and Loomis is still alive because all intents and purposes, remember the end of 5, he was supposed to have died there, but obviously he didn't because he came back in 6. What if Rachel was back at the Carruthers house? The whole thing played out with Jamie, where the man in black breaks out Myers, and they kidnap Jamie, and now Rachel's still alive, and in part 6, she's trying to find Jamie. That would have been a lot of fun. And she hooks up with Tommy Doyle, and they go on a quest, and they try to find out where she is, and maybe the 3 of them at the end are with the baby. Because it'd be curious to see, first of all, where they go, because somebody just said, I always wondered. Yeah, like Michael said here, I always wondered where they went at the end of Curse. Imagine Rachel was still alive, too, and had helped. Why is my phone blowing up? What? Hey, James. What if Jamie lived in part 6 and kills Michael at the end? Hmm. That would be interesting. Or kills him at the end, and it's sort of like ambiguous, where you think he dies, but he doesn't die. Where Jamie thinks he's dead and he comes back. But then we'd have to come back for H2O, and maybe and H2O is where she finds Jamie, not Jamie. She finds Laurie Strode because she's looking for her mother, because maybe somehow, some way, it came out that she wasn't dead. Maybe Dr. Loomis told her, because he always seemed to have all the records, because look what happened in H2O. Michael broke in and he had all the all the answers Michael needed, and that's when he headed out west to California to hunt her ass. Or Rachel does the self-sacrifice to save Jamie in the woods, and Tina lives. Yeah, I can see that. The whole thing about Tina is, I don't know, because she's a friend of it was weird how they flipped Rachel for her. I'd love to sit down with Dominique or Flynn Gerard and just say, like, what were you drinking? Why would you take a stepsister? They had such a tight bond, not even stepsister, foster sister, whatever you want to call it. They had such a tight bond in part 4, and kill her off and introduce a friend that, now if Tina had been in 4 and they had a closer relationship, Jamie had that relationship with Tina as well as with Rachel. Okay, I can see that, but how are they so tight that, I don't know. That was the part I'd love to sit down and just say and have a beer with him, that guy, and be like, what were you thinking? Or were you not thinking? Not to be a horn tutor, but let's all visit and sub to my own channel. New video posted. Well, throw it in the chat, you bastard. You got a wrench? Throw your channel in there. Go check out George's channel. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet because I only got back, like I said, about an hour and a half ago. So I'll watch it tonight and check it out. How do you think it would have went if Laurie survived the opening of Halloween Resurrection? Do you think she would have finally finished Michael Myers for good? Well, it definitely would have been a completely different film. I wish it would have been a completely different film. So, say for instance, she drops him on his head in the beginning, but he doesn't die, and she has to go chase him because now she's escaped. Because maybe with that contraption she had, maybe she could have just parachuted down or just lowered herself down and got the hell out of there. And then she spends the rest of the movie trying to find him, because she knows he's still alive. He's still going to come after her, and she escaped the mental institution, and she's hiding out as well, because obviously she's been committed, because she, for all intents and purposes, killed somebody. She beheaded the paramedic. But I would have been good. It would have been better what we got instead of all that, nonsense, that Danger Team at nonsense. I would have took that over that any day. Maybe the Hermit or Dr. Death nursed Loomis back to health after part 5. Yeah. Well, that's because I did one of my 31 days of Michael Myers, and one of the scenes I talked about was the beginning where he kills the hobo, which for the life of me, I never understood what same thing. I'd like this. Dominic, Athena, Gerard would never be watching this channel. If you are, dude, reach out to me. Let's have a beer. I need to get inside your head and know what the hell you were thinking. What was Michael doing for that year? Laying there flat. Was he in a coma? And why was the hobo just letting this guy in a mask stay in his shack in a coma? Or whatever the hell he was doing with him all year long? I mean, what the hell was he doing for that entire year? No. Plus, a lot of plot holes would have been filled in with Dr. Death, because you see Dr. Death give him the tattoo, the thorn tattoo, and do the whole incantation and, the whole spell and everything. It would have made a little bit more sense. It was still a little hokey. Cody, Brett, come on. What the hell are you? We're smoking. Dominic needs to make a convention. Yeah, he does. I think he's afraid. I think he's afraid to come to a convention, because people are just gonna be like, dude, what the fuck were you thinking? I have a feeling I think he's afraid to come to one. Marion informs Jamie how to find Laurie, and she leaves. Oh, it's got to be something's up. Either it might be the router or something that just keeps shitting the fucking bed on me. I don't understand it. Never had a problem until Tuesday, and it's just really it's killing me right now. Bant's internet is almost as bad as serious. It's actually worse. And where are you, Brady? What the hell? Yeah, so I think maybe it's 8:35 here on the East Coast. Maybe we'll stay until 9 tonight. And then maybe tomorrow night, folks. Maybe we'll regroup tomorrow night and pick this up again. Because I'll go out and get a new router tomorrow and see if that's the issue. Because I need to make sure I get it before Tuesday night's watch along. So obviously I don't want this to keep happening. So maybe we'll hang out till 9. We'll just keep talking Halloween shit, and then we'll pick it all up again tomorrow night. And hopefully I will have corrected the situation, because I have no idea what the hell's going on here. Cody, you in Cali right now? Nice. Well, I mean, every once in a blue moon, I've had an issue where it's a little slow, but this is weird how it just keeps shitting the bed like that. So that's why I've asked the wife if she's having the same problem upstairs. If she is, because she said she was on Tuesday. So I might be the router. So maybe I'll go pick up a new router. I'll do a little research and see what's going on. James says, what if they didn't make Michael and Laurie brother and sister? How would the franchise worked? Well, I think it could have still worked. They didn't need the brother sister angle, because he could have chased her to the hospital anyway, because she's still the one that got away. You know, he's a hunter, because he's supposed to be animal instinct. He's a hunter trying to hunt this person down. She got away. She got him in all this trouble because now he's caught. They're honing in on him, and they're going to go after him. So once he found out, because he could have just been walking, bumped into Boombox Boy, heard where she was going, and said, okay, she's going there. I'm going after her, because she was the one that got away. Didn't necessarily have to be anything to do with brother-sister arc. They could have just left that off the table. Pat's messages must not be getting to him, at least for the last 20 minutes or so. Oh, are you sending me a message? Yeah, probably because of what's going on. Did you send me? Oh, that's why. Duh. But he can't join without a link. All right, I'm sending it to you now. I thought I sent it to you, but before I left for the weekend, but I guess I did not. So Brady should be joining us any second now. I just sent him the link. What if Michael's sister Judith survived the attack in the original Halloween? That would have been interesting to see how Judith and Laurie would have interacted. Yeah, that's the only thing is then, because then he wouldn't have went away. He might not have been put into Smith's Grove, and the whole thing might not have played out. I think it was necessary for her to have been killed off. Or maybe, how about this, Matthew? Maybe she survives and he doesn't know. Right? He thinks he's killed her, because for all intents and purposes, he stabs her and walks out of the house. What's to say she survived? And he doesn't know that. Maybe they just said she was dead. And then he breaks out years later, finds out that she is still alive, and he has another sister. And it's like, ooh, it's like a twofer. He wants them both. Hey, Gene, what's going on? So I could see that working, because you would have to have him put away for a reason. Obviously, stabbing your sister, is messed up. But I think it would have been pretty cool to have him find out years later that she was still alive. There he is. Jeez, Brett, I'm gonna be late. My internet keeps shitting the bed here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, is he not getting his messages either? Is his internet bad?
I don't know. I'm gonna go pick up a new router tomorrow. My router's kind of old. It's probably due, because that's got to be it. Because remember, it was pulling this shit on Tuesday during a watch along.
Yeah, and then remember, I had a problem too last week, but I think that was more because of the weather, right?
I don't know. So I'll go pick up a new router tomorrow, plug it in, and see if that does it. I don't know what the hell the difference. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Pat, I missed you, man. It's been interesting.
Love you, man.
I missed you, man.
So I told him, I said, look, we'll hang out till 9 tonight, which is 8 for you, because if this way it doesn't happen again. Are you available tomorrow night? I'll get a new router. We can just pick up tomorrow night.
Yeah, I can for a little bit. Yeah, the missus is usually out for her dance stuff, but that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I found some new stuff too, Pat. I should show tonight if we got time. So, but yeah,
I have a feeling that's the only thing it could. I think it's got to be the router, because it's probably due. I think we started having issues years ago before I replaced it with this one. So I'll go pick something up tomorrow. Sucks. I haven't been spending enough freaking money this year. Now I got to go buy a router on top of this nonsense.
Well, I know we were talking about the series stuff, so I won't. I don't want to mess around with that. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody's doing well.
What if Peter Myers had been the Man in Black? Well, the Man in Black would have been good if it was a relative. Yeah, it could have been interesting.
Yeah, we always talked about the twin brother, right, Pat? But
Right.
really, Hoffman would have been good, right? Because Hoffman was part of that Thorn trilogy, technically, in a way. I think
It could have
Hoffman
been
would have been good.
interesting.
Yeah, we needed more with the Myers
Right.
parents, didn't we?
Well, Peter Myers, yeah, well, that was that was his name, technically his name. And actually it was the hell was it in the novelization? Wasn't it something different? Because it was Edith was the name of the mom in the novelization. I'm trying to remember what the dad was. Was it Peter? I'm trying to remember what the hell it was.
I thought it
something-
was Peter, wasn't it? That sounds
Was it
right.
Peter? Because I know the names from the film didn't match what was in the novelization. That I know from what I remember. It's been a while. And a rough weekend.
I didn't know if you did or not, but I guess we'll have to catch up later about that.
No, I was a good boy this weekend. I wasn't too bad. It's just I was rushing home to. We had a lot of traffic on the way home. It was about 5 hours.
Speak for yourself, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to think of
that.
other characters. Now, what about like if you took characters and just changed them into different things? Like I was saying, that's the thing that would be interesting. Like if what if Rachel was in 2018? What if she survived and she was in 2018?
Rachel?
Yeah.
It's weird to think of that because you don't have Jamie, though, right?
Right. Well, maybe Jamie's still lost. Maybe they're looking for Jamie. Because remember, maybe
that would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Ugh.
What if Hoffman had followed Loomis to Haddonfield in H4? Well, he found him. He followed him to where the bus was. To where the ambulance crashed. Remember, Michael could have been thrown from the bus.
Maybe Reverend Jackson P. Sayers was the Man in Black. Oh God, that would have been something.
Would have been cool if he was part of the cult. Maybe he was friends with Mrs. Blankenship, and they were all hanging out, and they were all in this cult.
Nice shoes, Chief. Isn't that what he says in Escape from New York? That guy.
Yeah, nice shoes, Chief. Nice. What if Dr. Loomis went crazy after the ending of Halloween 2, where Michael dies in the explosion? And what if Dr. Loomis became the new killer? Well, that was where they were hinting in the producer's cut of H6. Because remember, at the end, he has the tattoo on his arm.
I was watching.
Sam.
Do you remember? I'm sure you watched it when those supplemental features came out for Halloween 4. Dwight Little was talking about how they were going to shoot a spot like from the end of Halloween 2 where Loomis like was out of there but just shot out of the explosion to make it kind of look like where he was surviving.
That would have been great.
Yeah,
that would have been an interesting scene. Yeah, to just pick up because he wanted to do like they did in H1, H2 rather. He wanted to start right from the very end of the film before. And that would have been great. Imagine them just like
Loomis.
No, the whole way. Could you imagine? Oh God.
Give me my bourbon.
Basically saying Pataki having an extended role in H4 would have been cool. Yeah, he could have been with him, chasing after him. Because maybe he wanted to, maybe he was involved and sort of like with what Dr. Wyndham was doing, because he was sort of like with Loomis the whole time because he wanted to find out where Michael is and where Jamie is and what was going on. He could have just been with him trying to find all that out.
It's funny with Halloween 4. That's why I was kind of going back to watch some of that supplemental stuff because you don't hear too much about stuff that might have been in the cutting room floor of that film. And I get the impression there probably wasn't too much with that movie, which if there was, it'd probably be interesting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, he's got the bottle out.
Baby bottle. Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Speaking of Jeff's there in the chat, Jeff had a good weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Like some con stuff.
Since it'll be 35 years old next year, you should also do a watch along of the cult comedy classic, the original. We love Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Slasher Fred, you're one of our great what can we call them? Like
he's like our encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia, thank you. And we love Married with Children a lot too, so that would probably be part of it. And we love the guy that plays Gus because he was a Men at Work.
Yep. Oh yeah, we're big fans. So yeah, that's Brett's gonna do his he's gonna do his 2026 homework at some point of all the movies hitting their milestones.
I started it. I actually started it. So
did you start already? Look at you.
You and I haven't been able to talk. It's been a weird couple days.
Well, like I said, if I get out, if we'll stay till about 9 my time, 8 your time, because I don't want it to happen again. And then I'll go take a look and see if what I can pick up tomorrow, and maybe we'll do part 2 tomorrow night.
We'll talk about the Tom Atkins ones, I guess, tomorrow too.
Yeah, we'll do our top 5.
Are you off tomorrow?
No, I got to work tomorrow, but we can do it tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm working all week. Back now that I'm in they put me in the office, so
in the office. Oh,
yeah, in the orifice.
I don't know if I'm allowed back in my office anytime soon. I'm just kidding.
I wish I wasn't.
Oh,
Matthew's got to leave the stream for tonight because Pat's internet sucks. Oh no, I mean because he said I have to prepare stuff for work in the morning. Have a good night. Have a good one, man. Like I said, we'll probably be on again tomorrow night.
Take care, King Matthew.
We'll hang out. We'll make it an even hour, and because I don't want it to shit again. What the hell the internet is?
Did you write down a few scenarios? Is that the impression I'm getting then? Because you and I haven't talked.
I wanted to. I thought I'd have enough time when I came home, but I really didn't. So we were just going off the cuff, and it was a lot of interesting ideas.
Yeah,
like well, you have any?
No. The first one I always thought of, remember, was I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to everything. It was I just wanted to have Loomis if we had Donald Pleasance actually in 2018. I think that just would have been kind of cool. But we're talking, that's kind of a swap, right? Yeah, it's a swap.
Yeah, and somebody brought it up in the chat about having Loomis in there, but I thought, like, how could that be though? Because it's 40 years later, he'd be 100 years old.
He'd be in a wheelchair. That's the whole thing. He's in a wheelchair, right? It would be awesome. He'd be in a wheelchair.
Yeah, maybe he'd be so damn old.
Maybe he's got like guns in the wheelchair.
He's got the souped up wheelchair, like from the Silver Bullet. It's got guns on it and everything.
No, it didn't.
It's got a gun. It's got a bar on it too, so he can pour himself a scotch.
He accidentally goes past the line there at the sanitarium.
Pisses Michael off. Sam, you're drinking and driving again.
Michael, you haven't aged well at all. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you look great. Haven't aged, except much like this bourbon has been aged.
Like, just see the bitter war with him and what's his name, the Turkish guy.
Oh yeah, and he could have been. That's right. He could have been working for Loomis.
You've become more obsessive than Michael.
Yeah. What if Joseph the horror guy found out where Danielle Harris lived?
You know what's funny? When I saw Ryan in the chat talking about Danielle Harris before. I'm like, I know Joseph the horror guy's coming up here. Wherever you're at, Joseph, don't be afraid.
Yeah, wherever he is, I hope he's doing okay.
We hope you're doing okay. This is a spectacular podcast.
Ryan, that's right. You're going to the office tomorrow, huh? Good for you, man. Congrats. We'll see how it goes. Yeah,
they put me in the office
too. So I'm like, yeah. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Loomis would have a MAGA stick on the back of his BMW. Mark my words.
I tried to add up how much it would have cost to buy that whole Man in Black, that jacket, that hat. I was like, oh, it was a little bit much.
Yeah. We're going to do something, I think, on Saturday at Mike's house. I'm like, I'll go through my old costumes. I'm not going to be, if you would dress like Myers, I'm like, nobody wants a fat Michael Myers.
No, I've seen some of those on the internet.
Yeah, and it's not pretty, and I don't want to be on there. I don't want to be that guy.
Oh,
but any more scenarios, folks? Did you have any other ones written down?
No, but that was a big one. But I really actually, it would probably be more important to see him in H2O, right? Like,
I think it would have been better if he was alive and in H2O, because that I could have seen, because he could have been living with Nurse Marion could have been there helping him out, and Myers could have gone there to try to find out where Laurie is and maybe kills her like she did while he was out. You know,
I think it might have been part of this thinking about it would be seeing Jamie Lee Curtis back with Donald Pleasance maybe too, right?
Yeah, and then you know how when she sees Myers, obviously, which is much more traumatic, but then he could have came just maybe like say Myers had his hands on her, and he comes running in just like he did in the original and saves her. And he's back, you know?
That would be bad. Dr. Loomis. And he would probably have to use double canes, right? He would probably have to
double canes. Imagine if Lindsay, Tommy, Jamie, and all the original movies had teamed up to take on Michael. It would have been a Halloween version of the Monster Squad. Yeah,
oh, wow.
Really? Could you imagine if they were all together and they went out? Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you
imagine
sort of
if, like,
had that a little bit. You had it a little bit in Kills.
imagine if Lindsay and Tommy both went into hiding too, and
They went
they're
out. They
teachers
went.
at the school with Lori.
Yeah, they all exactly. They were all hanging out they all worked out at the school, hiding out with different names.
Because help me if I'm correct, it wasn't Brian. I think what's his name, Brian Andrews. Before things were happening with him, I think he was a teacher in real life. Actually, if I'm correct.
I don't know. I forget because I know he had some serious issues going on. That's pretty much why you don't see him at cons. Everybody's like, why does he do cons? It's like, well, there's a backstory there because he could make some money.
Like, mm-hmm.
Maybe a little battle royal with all the different Michaels.
Oh man. Oh, the battle royal. Oh wow.
With all the Michaels from H4 when they all appear and scare the shit out of Loomis and Brackett. Sheriff.
I have Michael take all those guys out. That would have been fun, right?
That would have been great. You know, if he
Imagine
just
if they were
kicked
like
all their
in the
asses.
pickup truck instead of all the guys from Earl. They were all in the pickup trucks with their masks running around. And
Yep,
he
and he
pops
kicked
up behind them.
starts kicking all their asses. It's like, no, look, I'll play Michael Myers. You get in the back. Oh God, not a resurrection.
Right there, Al. Right down in the bushes.
Shit, you shot Ted Hollister.
Oh God, so good.
Okay, now here's another one, a favorite of ours. What if Bucky hadn't died? What if Bucky lived?
Oh, I would have loved it. Like Bucky pulled the gun. Like whoever sent that to us, I forgot.
Yeah, who sent that? That was great. Where Bucky shoots and Michael runs.
Now Bucky played somebody else, if I recall. I
Yes, good
was
win.
watching that supplemental stuff.
What's that?
Bucky did something else on the set of Halloween 4. Oh God, I wish I could remember it, Pat. Sorry.
What is he another scene?
I apologize. He was involved in production, I thought. That guy.
Well, that the actor, or just because I remember the guy was a prop master. That's where the name came from, but the actor was somebody different.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was the prop master. Maybe that's
the prop master's name was Bucky. That's why he put that was the big joke. He put his name on the hard hat.
Oh, okay.
That was the big joke.
Yeah. Let's see here. You guys are talking about. I know you're talking about if Tina would have survived longer, or if Rachel would have survived a bit. I think if Rachel would have went later into the movie, I think it would have been so much more dramatic, right?
Yes. I think she would have been probably the better final girl. I think because a lot of people liked her, and because you figure, so we could because we only really had Laurie Strode for 2 at that point. She was only in Halloween and Halloween 2. So if Rachel lasted through 5 and made it into 6, she probably would have been the more favored final girl.
I know people wouldn't have liked it, but I probably wouldn't have minded. Imagine if she's the one that with the deputy that goes into the sheriff's in the police station, and you just see her wasted, like by the guns, you know.
Oh, well, I had mentioned, what if Rachel was back at the correct?
Oh, we lost him. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with him. Oh wow. Well, hey, I guess it's practice if I ever do my own channel. So we'll make it work. Hey, how about this, guys? We're gonna take a little break here. I found one of these at that bus stop I was at yesterday. Yes, I'm not gonna drink this though. No. But of course, I was at this bus stop with coworkers, and some of them know that I'm an absolute Halloween maniac. Check this out, this metal license plate holder. And it's a 1978 one. Awesome. So damn cool. Love this thing. I love it. It's spectacular. And then this is called a auto metal emblem. Look at this thing. Man, so damn cool. Anytime you could find some licensed 1978 stuff, it's pretty damn cool because it seems like a lot of it is either from the newer movies or from or Halloween 2, of course. That is much stoppage. got all the bandwidth. Oh, was released on cable, had a lot of edited scenes. Yeah. Yeah, Slasher Fred, Pat and I, we've talked about that before. There were there were a lot of scenes, like him and I both talked about how we first watched it on USA Up All Night, seeing those scenes, because I asked my brother, and I know Pat had asked, I think his friends too, was like, hey, did you guys watch that? There was these scenes I never recognized. It's still pretty cool. I like seeing there's people made the cuts with those scenes added in, but just that original TV cuts, it's pretty bad though. But sorry, Pat.
Hey, if she's watching porn and she's not with me, I'm going to be really pissed off.
See, Pat, when your power goes off, you're kind of giving me my own temporarily got my own avenue briefly. It's practice.
Yeah. Well, that's good. At least you're there if it shits the bed. Like I said, go for a couple more minutes and then we'll call it a night, because it's just going to keep happening. Obviously, it's got to be the router. I'm going to go talk to the wife and be like, look, did you keep getting kicked off? If she is, that's the only thing I can
that's a
think
good
of.
point, because you don't have Terrence or Fiona too. So
that's what I'm saying. There's nobody here. The internet vampires are not here. It's just me and my wife. And she's
I don't think
horse crap upstairs.
Neighbor Micah Rue is taking them. So I showed my finds from the rest area too. So I'll have to show you that later. So
yeah, no worries.
So where we were back on, we were talking about Halloween 5, right? I think a little bit of Halloween 4 and 5. Oh God, we lost them again. This is unreal. I can't believe it. It's unreal. Yeah, somebody I think in the chat, I don't want to go back and look further, but Sheriff Meeker, if he was in Halloween 6, I really would have found that interesting. Even though, yeah, like we've talked about. Oh, you're there.
Right.
You're freezing.
Am I there?
Guys, yeah. I unless that couldn't have been me, because I've been talking away and I'm not seeing myself.
No,
freeze.
it definitely wasn't. I want to make sure. I'm gonna check on my phone, make sure when I do go
okay,
out.
Colin. So I'm not losing my mind. Yeah, that was you a bit, Pat. So, but we were talking about Sheriff Bracken. At least I was. Like, if he didn't die, like we saw they actually shot, or it looks like they did, of him getting killed by the Man in Black at the end of 5. But if he was in 6, right, and he's really kind of gone down that road of he's ambushed Halloween from the whole town, right? He doesn't want anything to do with it, and he's been forced to bring it back as much as he don't want to. Added a new character. They're bringing a mayor, right?
A mayor.
Bring in the mayor.
And kill the dog.
How come we don't have a Haddonfield mayor, right? We should, right?
Yeah, that's right. We never had anybody.
Oh, Pat,
politicians
look at that.
Get involved in any of the films.
We needed new characters to help the story. How about that? That's next week.
Yeah, right.
So we accidentally put one on there. Halloween, Haddonfield needed a mayor.
Since it will be sent from next year, you guys do once long. The Thing from Another World. Yeah, right. That's a big one.
Ooh. You know, it'd be kind of cool. That would be another cool double feature watch along for members or something, right? The new one and then the old one.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, actually, you know what? We're hitting on 1 hour here, so maybe we'll call it a night and we'll pick this up again tomorrow night. So, folks, do your homework and get some more, and then we'll do our review. We'll do our top 5.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to keep happening, like I said, I want to do test to make sure, see if the wife was having issues, and test it on my phone. Make sure it's nothing but my computer, which I don't see why.
Yeah, this is rough, Pat. This isn't good. Pat's not liking this. I can't blame him.
I just thought it was a fluke on Tuesday. Otherwise, I would have bought one. But I'm going to see if it's some with the router. We'll see how it goes. We'll talk to Bob.
Talk to the Bobs. Get an extender or something. I don't know if those work for you. They do here.
So we'll pick this up again tomorrow night, folks. You hang out for a second, and hopefully we can talk before it kicks me off. And we'll do part 2 tomorrow night. Sorry, folks. Sorry. Blame my. It's got to be the router, but hopefully everything will be corrected for tomorrow night. Maybe it'd be good to do it tomorrow night, because if I do get a new router, it corrects it. Boom, there's your answer. Otherwise, it's something else. But I don't see anything else.
Yeah.
All right, so hang out. We'll chat. Sorry, folks, but we will. So you get 3 nights in a row of us. Then look at it this way.
Oh shit, that's dangerous. Oh.
That's pretty scary. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night, and hopefully I won't keep shitting the bed on it. Later.
Good night.